skyrocketing energy bills. Pulse reporter Christina Caicedo-Smith talks to customers in search of solutions in our ongoing coverage of rising energy costs.
Where we're focused on deliberate actions to driving down costs for our customers.
School safety. Takeaways from a new report on February's student shooting at Wooten High School. Tax time. Council President Natalie Fanny Gonzalez promises no new taxes on her watch. Comic book cosplay. Meet the characters at the annual MoComCon convention.
What if I told you that you could cosplay for under $100?
And a seasonal reflection as we visit one of the oldest churches in Montgomery County.
People are certainly welcome to come by and say hello and stop here for prayer as well.
All of that and more as The Pulse starts right now. Welcome to The Pulse, the heartbeat of Montgomery County. I'm Markette Sheppard, and today we are at Butler's Orchard, where they're getting ready for Bunnyland ahead of the Easter holiday. A little later in the show, we'll talk to Agritainment Director Gina Giantonio about turning Butler's Orchard into a springtime wonderland for families all over the region. Plus, we visit one of the oldest churches in Montgomery County for a Good Friday message of hope and comfort during these uncertain times. But first, the news. A major investment in affordable housing is coming to Wheaton. Montgomery Housing Partnership has received a $1 million federal grant to redevelop the Amherst Garden-style apartments near the Wheaton Metro Station into a mixed-use affordable housing project. The plan will transform the current 125-unit apartment complex into more than 300 housing units. Plus, there'll be an on-site cultural arts center. Maryland Senators Chris Van Hollen and Angela Alsobrooks both championed the effort, saying the project will expand access to affordable housing as costs continue to rise in the county. The funding will help cover early design and permitting costs. From money coming in to money going out, we continue our investigative reporting on the rising costs of energy for Maryland residents. Reporter Christina Caicedo-Smith finds answers for people who say they can't afford to pay their sky-high electric bills.
Have you received an electric bill this past winter that is higher than usual? You're not alone. Across Montgomery County, residents and business owners are now questioning why their electric bills are rising so fast. For Dilcia Lasso, owner of Mana Hair Salon, the increase was immediate and overwhelming.
Well, when I see the bill, I saw the bill, I look my name, and I see the address, and I cannot believe. No lie, I always have a heart attack because 1,224, so and you have to pay.
She says her winter bills were around $350 in past years. This year, despite running the same business, that number more than tripled. Retired residents are also feeling the strain. Adele Nakla, who lives on a fixed income, says the spike is hitting households that can least afford it.
It impacts us a lot because I'm in a pension, it's Social Security, and it kind of impacted us drastically.
For the Nakla family, last year's bill for the same month was just over $195. This year, it's more than $460.
We just got surprised, and I thought that I'm the only one, but then I started hearing from other neighbors, and at the same time, when I looked at next door, a lot of customers are complaining about that too, so I found out that it's not only me, it's the whole county.
Utility provider Pepco says the increase is largely tied to the supply side of energy, not delivery rates. Fewer power plants online, growing demand from electric vehicles and energy-intense industries like data centers have all driven costs higher, according to Pepco.
Whenever there's a shortage of something and there's high demand for something, prices have gone up. And that's what we're seeing on the energy side of the customer's bill.
PEPCO says it has launched a customer education campaign in Maryland to help explain rising supply costs and what's driving higher bills.
We are ensuring that customers have access to the information that they need to better manage their energy costs.
Some spikes can even be tied to how electricity is billed. Matthew Kaufman, an investigator with the Office of Consumer Protection in Montgomery County, explains the process when tenants suspect their landlord is overcharging for energy.
We can talk to them about what's happened with their bill. We can discuss it with the landlord and try and reconcile between the two of them.
His recommendation: first, check that your heating and cooling systems are working properly. For questions about charges or rates, contact the Maryland Public Service Commission. And be aware of potential scammers who may take advantage of the situation with misleading promises.
And never taking something that someone says for granted unless they put it in writing. If they say your utility bill is going to be zero, it better be in the contract that says your utility bill is going to be zero, or you cannot rely on it.
Colder winter temperatures also push up usage, and many residents are now turning to Montgomery County's energy assistance programs for support.
This year, we've already taken in over 15,000, so there's a 28% increase in the application intake. A lot of them, that balance is too high for them to be able to maintain.
Trump, I think, eliminated that. So,
as electric bills climb, customers are wondering what is driving up the increases and where to find help.
The Office of Home Energy Programs assists low-income residents with heating and electric bills.
We do have a relationship with the utility companies when a client applies with us that we can request a 55-day hold with the utility companies, but we also advise clients to continue to pay what they can towards their utility. Even if it's $10, pay something, because the utility companies have shown they're a lot more willing to work with someone trying versus someone not at all.
For now, there's no single fix to bring those bills down. But while leaders work toward long-term solutions, residents are being urged to stay proactive, monitor their energy use, and seek assistance before costs become unmanageable. Reporting from Wheaton, I'm Cristina Caicedo-Smith for The Pulse on Montgomery Community Media.
Well, thanks, Christina. And for more information on how to save on your electric bill, visit energy.maryland.gov. Well, taxes are due Wednesday, April 15th, and as the deadline approaches, the County Council considers a new budget that may include higher property taxes and fees for residents. We're sticking with Cristina Caicedo-Smith for this next story, as she recently sat down with Council President Natalie Fanny Gonzalez to ask whether she approves of the county executive's proposed budget.
We're going to have a very important work session on April 7 when we're going to be talking about the tax increases in terms of property tax increases that he's proposing, as well as the income tax increase that he's proposing, as well as other fees increases that he's proposing. It's a lot.
Now we'll move on to action.
Now, Council President Natalie Fanny Gonzalez is running for re-election to her District 6 council seat and will face at least one challenger in the Democratic primary. This election is June 23rd. Democrat Sonia Garcia and Republican Luella Tam are running against her. Stay with The Pulse and MCM News for special election coverage on all candidates. For now, you can watch the full interview with Christina and Council President Gonzalez on MyMC Media's streaming channels. Now for a sobering look at school safety. An internal MCPS report investigating the February shooting at Wooten High School reveals communication issues and limited adult presence may have been the cause of the student-on-student violence involving two 16-year-old boys and a ghost gun that was fired at one of them. According to the report, security footage shows that the victim suspect and other students were moving around the school with limited adult contact or interaction while class was in session. The report also revealed there was no consistent or formalized method to communicate status updates during Wooten's lockdown, which lasted almost 2 hours on February 9th. For full details of the report, visit mymcmedia.org and click on Education. And as the faithful of many denominations in Montgomery County celebrate this Holy Week, we mark Good Friday here on The Pulse by visiting one of the oldest churches in the county, historic St. Mary's Catholic Church in Rockville, where the Great Gatsby's author F. Scott Fitzgerald and his family is buried. I spoke to St. Mary's Associate Pastor Nathaniel Anderson about his message of comfort and hope for all people this spring season. On this Good Friday, a time of reflection for many people of faith, one historic church in Rockville is offering a message that reaches far beyond its walls. St. Mary's dates back more than 2 centuries.
Yes, the church itself is pretty historic. It's the oldest Catholic church in Montgomery County. So the chapel behind me was completed in 1817. And as I think you know, we also have one of our most famous residents in the cemetery behind me as well.
A resident who wrote an American literary classic that never made him rich, which is why Father Nathaniel says visitors now leave coins at his grave to pay their respects.
I happened to read The Great Gatsby, as many of probably your listeners did in high school, and F. Scott Fitzgerald and his wife Zelda and some of their progeny are all buried near the chapel in the cemetery.
But beyond its history, the church's message this Holy Week is one of hope, especially in uncertain times.
There's many forms of the cross that we all pass through, and that's what we're focused on right now, is passing through the cross, not to rejoice in suffering, but to rejoice in what's on the other side. And we are awaiting Easter Sunday. And so to be able to focus on that as a sign not just of death, but of redemption and of suffering that is meaningful and has a reason behind it.
A reminder that even in difficult times, there can be purpose.
We do have to celebrate the little things, and they're not little things. And also to be able to recognize, especially when we invite someone else into that suffering, when we invite God into that suffering, when we invite someone else who wants to support us into that suffering and don't go through it entirely alone, it can become redemptive and it can be a source of grace. And that is what we're rejoicing in, even on Good Friday. People are certainly welcome to come by and say hello and stop here for prayer as well. We try to have the church open for prayer. And like to just say hello to all your listeners and wish them God's blessing on this Easter weekend.
Many thanks to Father Anderson for that heartfelt message. Now moving to something that brings people together like nothing else: food and family. Our digital reporter Suzanne Pollock recently met up with a grandfather, a father, and son who all now work together in their family restaurant in Silver Spring. It's 3 generations in one family coming together to feed our community and for a good cause.
Basically, our menu and our vision was to bring like Mexican flavors to here in the area of Washington. We need something around in the community where like we can have the same taste, and that's why we like kind of try and bring those flavors to here to the area. Well, J&J is a family business. I started J&J with my father. He actually was the first one on board, trying to get me on the business. Everything started maybe 12 years ago, where he asked me this question about if I wanted to have my own business.
You gotta put the onion cilantro on top of the tacos, okay? So they can look like Mexican style. Nice.
And then since then, it's been like ups, downs, and learning the business.
You obviously like to give back. Can you tell me why?
Yeah, so Breakcon basically found me in Georgia Avenue, right there in location. So they came with this project of feeding the community with dignity. They use those coins to feed, hungry people, people that, doesn't have the money or maybe lose the job or, is living in a shelter. And he sounds so interested that I jump on board with him. I saw a lot of homeless people, and I saw, how will somebody give a $5, instead of bringing to eat food, they would spend it somewhere else, like, buying liquor, buying something that, or drugs. And, and when they brought that with the coins, I was like, I think that's a way for they can really spend the money where they have to spend it.
How you ended up bringing your restaurant to Kama's in Silver Spring?
It was because of, the environment, and you can see all kind of people here. You see white people, you see Spanish people, you see all from everywhere. So that's one of the reasons why I was interested to be in Silver Spring. I love all the dignity here.
To learn more about the Bread Coin program they use to help feed the homeless community in our area, go to mymcmedia.org and look up Suzanne's story by typing 3 Generations in the search box. So I am so excited because for the first time in my life, I'm meeting a director of agritainment. I'm not sure what that is, but Gina Giantonio is here to tell us all about it on behalf of Butler's Orchard. Welcome to the Pulse.
Thanks for having me today. So yeah, agritainment is basically when you're taking agriculture, entertainment, and education, and you're bringing people out to the farm and teaching them all those different aspects.
Great, because there's so much agriculture that fuels Montgomery County, especially Up County. And then all the families who come, kids get a special treat as they learn.
Yes, so Bunnyland Festival, it's our 30th in a row. All kids will get a goodie basket on their way out, age 12 and under, and this is a sample of what the basket entails.
I love this, something healthy, something sweet, and something a little fun for the spring season.
Exactly.
Now, is this a 30th anniversary special, or do you do something new every year?
So it's every year we try to add a little something different. But yeah, we basically have egg hunts running continuously. We have baby farm animals. We have hay rides, jump pads, face painting, pony rides, all sorts of fun stuff for all sorts of kids of all ages.
I love it. There's also a giant slide attraction and some really good kettle corn, popcorn. What brings the most wows to Bunnyland each year?
I'd say the food's definitely a draw. Our apple cider donuts we're known for, very good. But basically it's just a fun time to get all these families out to the farm after a very cold winter and get them in the spring fun time mood before our pick your own season starts.
What I love about Butler's Orchard is people come here for the fun, but you also give back to the community in major ways. Can you tell us about some of your community outreach?
Yeah, so we do a lot of food pantries and things of that stuff. Also, we do gleaners come and we'll glean our fields when we're done with a crop, and they'll make sure to take it to food banks, and that's very, very nice to give back to the community. And we also have a new little free library now we've just added this year at our farm market for a book exchange.
Thank you so much. I know there's many generations of Butler's Orchards who have contributed to your success.
Yes, so we are now on the 3rd generation. The 4th has been born, and it's staying in the family, and it's so amazing. They do such a great job, and I'm just so thankful to be part of the team.
All right, well, congratulations, Gina, on the agritainment that you bring from people all over Montgomery County. I hope you enjoyed it, and please look up all of the good work that Butler's Orchard does for the community. And now let's find out what's trending on social media with Jaria Butler.
Hi, I'm Jaria Butler, and this is what's trending online. At number 5, Montgomery Park's Nature Centers host activities and events throughout April. Feeling froggy? You can hop over to the Discovery Center and make fun frog-themed seasonal crafts on Saturday, April 11th from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Registration is required. At number 4, book lovers are invited to join Pros in the Park on April 12th at Cabin John Regional Park in Bethesda from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring your favorite book or discover a new one. Little bookworms can enjoy story time at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. While everyone can soak up live acoustic music, coffee and pastries will also be available. At number 3, the Germantown Community Flea Market is back. It runs from April 4th through November 7th. every first Saturday of the month. As the largest flea market in Montgomery County, it features more than 150 vendors, selling everything from household goods to antiques, jewelry, and much more. At number 2, Bethesda's 2026 Film Fest runs April 10th to the 12th at Landmark Bethesda Rose Cinema. It will feature 5 locally created short documentary films selected by judges, followed by discussions with the filmmakers. At number 1, keep the projector running. The city of Gaithersburg hosts its 2nd annual film festival from April 10th to the 12th at the Arts Barn. The festival will showcase stories, traditions, and artistic expressions through film, celebrating the city's diversity and creativity. And that's a look at what's trending online. Be sure to visit MCM's YouTube channel or our website for more news in Montgomery County. I'm Tyler Butler, and you're watching The Pulse.
Well, thanks, Jaria. It's time to light the candles and celebrate county birthdays. Former judo Olympian Dr. Roddy Ferguson celebrates his birthday on April 3rd. Ferguson is an author, speaker, and a winning coach, and so much more. He spent part of his life in Rockville and is a proud graduate of Richard Montgomery High School. Speaking of celebrations, the city of Gaithersburg is celebrating its 250th anniversary ahead of Montgomery County and America's 250th milestone year. The city celebrates a series of events in early April, continuing all the way through December. Visit gaithersburgmd.gov for details. And now some activities to explore with our community calendar. With the arrival of spring, Montgomery Parks invites the community to shop for native plants during their spring plant sales. The first event is through April 17th. The Maydale Nature Classroom Spring Online Plant Sale allows you to select and pay for your plants online to support your backyard garden. Friends of Brookside Gardens will hold a plant sale on April 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Community members can get expert advice from master gardeners and plant specialists while enjoying a wide selection of plants to choose from. Admission is free. For more information, visit montgomeryparks.org/events.
We're not holding them, but you can.
Well, you'll find plenty of iconic images among the decorations here at Butler's Orchard and Bunnyland. Now, for those who like to bring those kinds of images to life with cosplay, there is MoComCon. The Pulse paid the comic convention a visit on its 10th anniversary.
Hi, my name is Sofia Hernandez-Pina, and I am here at MoComCon, a free event hosted by Montgomery County Public Libraries here in Germantown. This was the 10th annual MoComCon after it started in 2017 at the Silver Spring Library.
It was a community interest that grassroots librarians took up, and they created this event to meet the interests and the needs of the people. As the years have gone on and the demand has grown, we have expanded that year after year, adding more and more workshops, more and more activities for families and teens and adults to do.
One of the many activities offered at the event was a cosplay contest for teens and adults.
I feel like if I had tried to look anywhere else, it would be very difficult to find a cosplay contest near me. And I would probably need to get some experience before I go on to like actual cosplay contests with like prejudging and everything. So having an opportunity in this area is it's really important to me and my experience, I think.
One of the many things offered here at MoComCon is the Art Supplies Thrift Store, where convention goers can get cosplay supplies as well as art supplies and pay what they can in donations.
Really, the intent is to keep all these wonderful things that we have here from going in the landfill and providing a venue where people could donate these articles, and we in turn could find a place for them back in the community. It has just been a steady stream of people. Many who are saying, "What is this? I've never been here," and they love the concept.
What if I told you that you could cosplay for under $100? Well, all it takes is budgeting and time. A lot of misconceptions with cosplay is that you have to spend a lot of money in order for your cosplays to look tip-top. No, you do not have to spend a lot of money. This will be my 3rd year doing MoComCon, and I love doing it because it really does have that community feel, but it has a big vibe. And just watching it grow year after year has been very, very special. I grew up in Montgomery County, and when I was younger, we didn't have anything like this. So it's really, really amazing and special to have something like this in Montgomery County.
MoComCon is one of many initiatives by Montgomery County Public Libraries to support and bring together the local nerdy teen community. For The Pulse, Sofia Hernandez-Pina.
Well, this brings us to the end of the show on location from Butler's Orchard, home to Bunnyland and dozens of more fun activities throughout the year. I'd like to say a special thanks to farmer Tyler Butler and the Butler family for hosting us today, and I'd also like to extend a special thank you to you for choosing The Pulse for your news this Good Friday. For more on the stories featured in this episode, visit mymcmedia.org. And remember to follow us on social media at mymcmedia using the hashtag #ThePulse. Until next week, I'm your host, Markette Sheppard, reminding you to stay connected and keep it local.